Hi there and welcome to the Met Office forecast for the week ahead. A week in which we experience the first named storm of the autumn. Storm Agnes doesn't look like much as we begin the forecast on Monday. A relatively flat feature moving out of the eastern side of the US. A breakaway feature from a system named Ophelia, but that does get carried along over the next 24 hours by the jet stream. And this powerful jet stream in the Atlantic will, once Agnes transfers onto the cold side of it, spin that feature into a deep area of low pressure. The main deepening phase is before it lands on the UK and Ireland, but it will be containing very strong winds as it crosses Ireland and the UK during Wednesday and into Thursday. Before that happens, we've got some other weather to talk about. In fact, Tuesday starts off with some showers across central and southern parts of England, East Wales. Those showers could have the odd rumble of thunder within them, and a spell of persistent rain moving through Northern Ireland during the morning into western and northern Scotland eventually. Once that system's out of the way, it's back to sunny spells and showers. Most of the showers will affect western and northern UK. Actually, after those early showers, East Anglia in the southeast mostly dry with some sunny spells, and feeling warm here. The winds coming up from the southwest. Similar temperatures to Monday, 22, 23 Celsius. Not feeling so warm towards the northwest, where those winds will be strong. Risk of coastal gales and some heavy rain at times, even the odd rumble of thunder in any of these showers that follow the main persistent spell of rain. But then the weather turns even livelier during the middle of the week. Here's Agnes, and the colours on this system correspond to the wind gust values on the right here, and you can see how strong those winds are as Agnes sits out to the sea towards the southwest of the UK. We're looking at 80s, possible 90s mile per hour wind gusts. Now, fortunately, it looks most likely that Agnes will begin to fill as it moves into Ireland and the UK, so the worst of those winds begin to ease away. But nevertheless, it's still a powerful system by Wednesday evening as the peak of those winds occur across western and northern parts of the UK. And in fact, there's still some uncertainty at the moment in terms of the exact depth and track of Agnes. Different computer models saying slightly different things, and so we'll need to be slightly broad brush in terms of the precise wind values, but suffice to say the most likely strongest winds will occur in this part of the UK, with a yellow warning having been issued, and in some of these places 50 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts are possible inland, and around Irish Sea coastal areas, particularly the most exposed parts, 65 to 75 mile per hour wind gusts, even a little more if the track and depth of Agnes end up being particularly bad. Now, those kinds of winds would lead to dangerous coastal conditions as well as transport disruption, both around coasts and inland. So that's why Agnes has been named, because of that risk of fairly widespread disruption. But Wednesday starts off, for most of us, relatively fine, bright. We have some early sunshine in the east, more especially the north and northeast of Scotland. We keep the sunshine through daylight hours here. Elsewhere, swathes of rain move in ahead of the main system, and that rain showery in the south, but turning more persistent across Northern Ireland, Northern England, central and southern Scotland. Along with that, we've got the strengthening wind, as I mentioned, widespread gales around coastal areas and perhaps inland as well for a time. And of course, the rain falling onto saturated ground across parts of Northern Ireland, Northern England, central and southern Scotland could cause some issues, especially for this part of Scotland. Higher parts of central and southern Scotland, the risk of 30 to 50 millimetres of rain, 60 millimetres in some places, and combined with the wind could cause all sorts of disruption during Wednesday night. But during Wednesday night, you can see how Agnes is filling. It's becoming less of a deep area of low pressure as it moves across Scotland. Still a windy spell on Wednesday night and into Thursday, but the risk of disruption decreases during the day on Thursday as the worst of the winds and the rain move away. Strongest winds across northeastern Scotland as we begin Thursday. And eventually it's a blustery day, yes, but the risk of widespread gales diminishes by the afternoon. A lot of cloud about, I think, and still a few showers in the west, but actually some brightness coming through and not feeling too unpleasant towards the southeast, for example, where we'll get some sunny spells. The heaviest showers occurring towards the northwest. Then later Thursday, we're keeping our eye on this system, another developing area of low pressure. Some uncertainty about, again, its depth and track, but it's likely to bring some wet weather to the south of the UK and the potential for some very strong winds once again, especially around south coastal areas. That pulls through mostly overnight. We've still got a low to the northwest of the UK as well, bringing showery conditions to the north and west of Scotland, Northern Ireland first thing Friday, but the rain or showers in the south clear through. Sunny spells replace those bands of rain. It does brighten up through the day, and by Friday afternoon, once again, we're back into sunny spells and showers. Most of those showers in the northwest, best of any sunshine towards the south and southeast, feeling a bit cooler compared with the next couple of days, for example. But by the end of Friday, lo and behold, high pressure builds in from the south, and that will lead to a fine start for most of us on Saturday. It's not exactly plain sailing, still some showers in the west and still some lows out to the west waiting to come in, perhaps for later in the weekend. So it's not going to truly settle down, but a glimmer of a more benign period as we begin the weekend in between all these lows we're experiencing from the Atlantic. Bye-bye.